Hello, everyone. This is Jane and Mary at Star Hill Studios with This Rich Life. And today we're going to talk about something very important. It's being in quarantine with the coronavirus and how to really get through it emotionally and psychologically. We've had a lot of questions about this. People have really been urging us to do something about it, to do a presentation. And we've gone ahead and put this together. We know there's a lot of stuff out there already, and you hear out in the mainstream media and everywhere the usual things, right, Mom?
That's all we're hearing right now.
Read a book,
Yeah.
take a walk, exercise, eat good food, get a good night's sleep, do FaceTime, text, call your friends, all of that. So all of that is out there. So when everyone's urging us to do these, we've told them it's all out there. Everyone has been telling the world what to do already. But your grandchildren, my nephews and nieces basically, have been urging us to go the next step. They've said, Grandma, tell the world your secrets, the things that you're telling us to do on the sly, things that you don't normally share with everyone. Some of those little bits of grandma wisdom that you tell us to really help us through hard times. The world can use that right now. And so that's what this is about. Those little bits of wisdom, things that she doesn't normally share with the world. She's going to go ahead and go forward with
Putting it that way, I guess I'm going to have to.
I know. Putting it that way, it's like, oh, no. It's not every single thing, It's just a handful of things.
Yes.
Why is it so hard for people right now with this quarantine and the coronavirus?
Well, their plans have been broken.
Oh, yes?
Yes.
Ours too.
Yes.
Right.
And they feel all of this isolation. Right. And they have economic worries. They have health concerns. And fear. Oh,
I know
so
people who have been
fear.
sick. They won't go to the doctor.
Oh,
they won't go to the hospital.
Oh, no.
My cousin with the kidney stones, she's no way. She's just suffering. People are suffering. They're afraid.
She fell and hit her head.
Right.
She's still
another cousin fell and hit her. No way.
No.
Right. It's really scary.
Yes.
There are certain ways that you and we talk about it a lot because you come here to Star Hill Studios and you spend the weekend here.
Yes.
We, quarantine together here. And we look at the pandemic through the eyes of history. This is not the first pandemic that humankind has had to endure. All throughout history, there have been pandemics, all throughout humankind. So you and I have been studying for a while the philosophy of the Stoics.
Yes, we have.
And we were surprised a little bit to learn about the pandemic that was going on during the reign of the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. And that pandemic went on for a long time.
15 years from what I gather.
Right, 15 years during his reign of the Roman Empire. And they had no clue about any reason why this would be happening and how it was spread. They didn't know about germs and microbes or anything like that. So it was a very scary time for people, and about 20% of the population died. And it was learned much later with modern technology and research that it was actually smallpox, which is a horrendous way to die.
Yes.
Yeah, and so out of that came the philosophy of the Stoics, which is still known today. It's not prevalent, but it's known, and it's a form of thought. So that came about. But that's really something to know that we're going through something now that was something that was happening thousands of years ago, even. And then during the Black Plague,
and that was a bad one.
500 years ago.
Yes.
In England, that was happening. But what happened then, Shakespeare was in quarantine and he wrote some of his beautiful plays.
Some of the best.
And Isaac Newton was at college at Cambridge, and they closed the college. Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Closing school.
And
he was sent home, and he called it his year of wonder, where he studied math and he started the beginning of some of his theories.
And all those things, if they hadn't been closed or shut down, they wouldn't have done those things.
So
they
who
wouldn't have had
knows
the
how
time.
science would have gone without that?
Yes.
So we don't know. There was the Spanish flu 100 years ago, that pandemic, because of World War I, it became a pandemic, so it spread. And then during our time, the polio epidemic, the measles epidemic, which affected us.
Yes.
I had it, and we were quarantined, and my sister didn't survive. Things like that happened. So this has been going on throughout human history. And so how do we deal with it? To think about it as the Stoics say, or did say back then, is it a lifetime or is it dead time? And I've read, news articles where it says we're on pause. We are not on pause. This is our life.
This is life.
We live day to day, minute to minute, hour to hour. So nothing's on pause. We're still alive and we're still doing things. You're just doing things in your home with your family. So are you alive? Are you doing things? So how can you do things? Are you helping each other? Are you reaching out to others? Like you've had people reach out to you.
Yes, they have.
You don't know who they are.
No.
They've been leaving things on your porch.
And I've even been getting calls from friends. How are you doing at this time?
And cards. I saw cards on your table. So that's very nice. And it's a time of self-reflection. Some people, I've heard them say, oh, I'm just going to go crazy if I can't get out, which is very strange to me, but I don't know. Are they afraid of being alone with themselves?
They've never had to go through anything like this.
Maybe that's true, or maybe it's facing yourself.
And are they alone? Is there other people living in the home with them?
Right.
And if there is, they could play cards. They can do all kinds of things together.
Play games, like when you spend your weekends here at Star Hill Studios, we play games, we listen to music, we watch movies, we cook meals, we make videos. We talk about what we've read during the week, philosophy and books, and we look at nature. We have, swimming pool and an estate here, and so we talk about nature, things like that. And if you have children and they're being homeschooled now because schools are closed, it's not a time to complain about your kids being home. That's really going to stick with a kid. They weren't wanted. Because I really would have loved to have had that time with my kid. Back then I was a working mom. You were a working mom. And it's really a time for self-reflection, to get to know yourself. What do you like? How do I want to spend my time and my day?
Yeah, you didn't have time with your kid then. It took me all these years to have time with my kid now.
I know.
Doing this.
You worked when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And now you have time with your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, 60 years later.
60 years later, I get time with my kids.
Yeah. So what are some of these secrets? We're leaving your grandkids on the edge of their seat. Because I think you've shared a couple of them with each one. And you have like 20 grandkids.
20, I think 22. Last count.
So they don't all know all of the secrets.
No.
And we're not laying them all out here.
No,
just a handful. This video would be much too long. So what are some of the things that you think would be helpful for people to do?
I would say do not watch news at nighttime.
That is a big one, because if you go to bed with all of that on your brain, if you're like me, I'm very intuitive, empathetic, and emotional. It affects me. Now, my husband, it does not. I swear he could watch a Freddy Killer movie and go sleep like a baby. I could not do that.
I can't do that either.
I would toss and turn and cry and I don't know what all night long. No, it has to be a comedy or a love story or something, and then I'm good. But not the news, nothing emotional.
No.
No.
And then again, 3 things you want to be grateful for. 3 is a magic number.
When you wake up in the morning, I know
when
that's
you
a
wake
secret.
up in the morning, 3
we did not reveal
things.
In our first video. For anyone watching for our first video, you did not reveal that. But yeah, in the morning before your feet hit the floor,
you want to think of 3 great
and one
things.
trick to that is the next morning, it's got to be 3 different things.
3 different things, that's right.
Because you have to release that
You want to, yeah, you grateful for the 3 things that happened, and you're going to release that. Then you're going to be grateful for the 3 things that you're planning for that day.
And then the next morning's got to be 3 different. So it
Yes,
keeps
yes,
compiling all
yes.
different things.
And then you want to plan your next day, like that's what I said with the 3
It
things.
gets a little bit of excitement when you're planning your day.
Oh, it does.
Otherwise, you're just like, your day is
Yeah.
just kind of wasted.
Yeah.
If you don't have some excitement and some plan to it, some kind of organization to it, I think.
Yeah, and I've been getting a lot of things done during all this time with my planning because I'm following things through. And then you want to make your day special.
Right.
Burn a candle. There's a lot too.
Right. We had dinner tonight, and we had my Tiffany crystal candlesticks.
Yes, we did.
White candles lit, and I had flowers in my vase, my fish vase, that were all collected from here at Star Hill Studios.
A beautiful setting.
It was all different things you would never think would go together.
Yes.
Some sprigs from an evergreen tree and things like that. Made it special.
And like I said, 3 is a special number. There was 3 of us.
Yeah.
And we are special.
Yeah, so make the day special. Do some special things.
And then I would say to meditate.
I know, and I know you are into meditation, and we meditate, but I have friends who say they can't meditate. They won't meditate. They've tried to meditate and it didn't work. So what do you say to that?
Well, I would say they're probably not doing it right.
But all there are alternatives to that.
Yes.
Okay, so what's an alternative?
What they need to do, they need to find them a straight back chair or
the breathing exercise.
Yes, and with the feet on the floor.
Yeah, the feet on the floor.
And sit straight. That spine should always be straight. And with your arms out, hands up, because this is where you receive, through your palms. Yeah, your hands are your purpose in life. With your palms up, and do your deep breathing. When I say deep breathing, most people do shallow breathing from the chest.
Right.
You want to take in a deep breath from the solar plexus, the stomach area,
behind the navel.
Yeah, which is the solar plexus, your second brain, so to speak. Breathe deeply through your nose. Hold it to the count of 4. Exhale at the count of 10, and on the last exhale, you're getting rid of all the air. When you get rid of that, you're getting rid of a lot of toxins from the body.
Because if you're filled with anxiety and stress, it builds up cortisol in your body.
It does.
And relaxing and getting rid of that stress decreases that excess cortisol.
Yes.
So there is a biochemical explanation for that.
And you notice you need to sit straight. People need to sit straight. In fact, my primary doctor told me, you really got a straight back. Spine should be straight. When you get elderly, you find, I see people bent over.
Oh, yeah, they get all bent over.
So that's a must. People, and that will help them.
Yeah. So the breathing exercise, or we talked about music therapy.
Music is great. I listen to music. I can get so much.
It can change your mood.
It changes your mood. Music that you like. Different people like different things. I like the oldies,
some love country music, classical, rock, whatever you like.
Whatever you like, that's what you want to listen to, and this makes you feel good. It does. It really makes you feel. It does me.
Right, you can put it on and dance, or you can relax and meditate or breathe to it.
Yeah, I've danced all the way through my house with music.
Lay down, get the music going, and start breathing. The breathing exercise.
Breathing is so important for the body.
Another thing I like to do with music is find a song that I really like and play the original artist, and then find different covers of that song and play it by different artists and compare. And you can spend hours doing that.
Well, that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, and it's very relaxing and fun and just entertaining.
Yes. That's something for me to look into.
And then Mother Earth. I know you always have your grandkids, and you've tricked them too with this Mother Earth thing.
Mother Earth.
You've had a lot of tricks you played on us.
A lot of tricks
over the years,
on grandkids.
but the Mother Earth thing was one of them. Pulling weeds.
Yeah, pulling weeds.
We go out and we tend to Mother Earth.
You tend to Mother Earth. You're helping Mother Earth.
Yeah. So talk about that a little bit, the Mother Earth concept.
If you can, when the weather's warm, you want to go barefooted on Mother Earth. The earth grounds you more or less.
Right.
And just think you're outside, you're in Mother Nature. Look around you, watch the birds, the animals, and you'd be surprised what you could really see and really sit and watch maybe for a long time.
Right.
Because there's a whole different world with all of these little butterflies, these little birds. It's a whole different
watch
world.
What they're doing.
Yeah. Yes. I watched a squirrel today watch a bird.
And you were watching him.
And I was watching him.
I know we have a bird book and binoculars here at Star Hill,
and that would be interesting
we'll watch,
for people to get a little bird
And right
book.
now they're doing all their mating stuff. They're out there. And I told you that one was strutting around, looked like a cartoon.
Yeah.
And it's real cute to watch. But you've always talked to us about getting our hands in the earth.
Yes.
And getting dirty.
Getting dirty. Dirty is good for you.
The dirt, like under your fingernails.
Yes.
And how you get into nature and how it's so good for you. And that's how you always got the kids to pull the weeds.
Yeah. Well,
telling
actually,
them that they were communing with
really
nature.
What started out with that getting in the dirt was I was bathing my oldest son all the time, every time he get a little dirty. The doctor said, you're making him sick. You need to let him get dirty. So I'll let you kids play in the dirt.
Yeah, that was almost 70 years ago. And then we've even had tree ceremonies here at Star Hill.
Oh, yes.
With the ginkgo.
They're beautiful ginkgo trees. We've had tree ceremonies.
Right, where we walk through the leaves. And we've had Buddhist people out here doing their chanting and all of that. And as we've walked through the leaves.
The trees and nature loves
set
all
our
of that.
homes to the Mother Earth and to the tree and the Mother Tree. And yeah, we get kind of weird about it. But yeah, that's something for people to think about, is to look into that and look into the concept of Mother Tree.
Yeah, and look at all the trees. The tallest tree is the Mother Tree.
And that's an interesting concept for people that aren't aware of what that means.
Yes.
Look it up.
Yes.
We're not going to tell you here.
No, we're not going to tell you.
Because it's very educational and very interesting. Yes. But we have Mother Tree ceremonies here.
Yes, we do.
And earth ceremonies. And we really get into nature here and walk in our bare feet and just enjoy the planet and the earth and everything God has given us here. And with nature, especially, I think that's really important. And everything has slowed down with the quarantine. And you can do that. You have the time, because where are you going to go?
And this is
go.
When you have the time to do all of that, to get with nature, to get with self.
Right. I'm working from home now. And so is Tim, my husband. And so I'm sitting there looking out the window while I'm working, and I see a bird getting a worm. Things like that. So.
And he's probably working hard at getting that worm.
So the sunshine, the nature, the bird watching a sunrise and a sunset. If you have kids at home, or just your spouse, or even if you're by yourself, take your camera out, which is your iPhone.
Or your full moon. This last full moon was so beautiful. I went outside and stood under it.
Yeah, big full moon. It was the biggest one I think we're getting this year.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
I know you have the concentration exercise, which a lot of your grandchildren have done, especially the boys.
Yes.
Because it teaches them concentration.
Yes.
Which a lot of boys have trouble with, because they want to move around so much.
It's almost like my two oldest grandsons were really into this.
Scott and Anthony. And so they really got into that. I think Dakota, too.
Dakota does, too, the youngest one.
And so tell us about the flame concentration exercise.
The candle. This is something I was taught years ago, back in the 70s. And you can use your mind. You light that candle. And the flame. The flame is a living thing. It's fire. And look at that flame and get it to go bigger with your mind. And then get it to go smaller with your mind. Then you can make it go to the right and go to the left. You can control that with the mind.
Well, that's funny. You've always had the grandkids do that, and you were doing that in the 70s. And then I heard a motivational speaker talk about how he has golf pros doing that very same exercise to build their concentration for golfing.
Well, he must have went to the same classes I went to.
And this is a new thing. I mean, this is a current thing they're doing.
Yeah.
So I think that's very funny. So any athletes out there that are into golfing, it will help for that too.
Yes, yes.
And to get your young boys to settle down when they want to run around.
There
After you've had them run around the yard and they're tired of pulling weeds, you bring them in and have them do the flame exercise.
The flame exercise.
And
I've probably already had a couple of them do that.
They'll sleep real well that night. And then your next thing, what is
facial?
Do? Okay,
that's another.
This is what you've gotten your granddaughters to get into more so than your grandsons.
You can't leave the girls out. We cannot leave the girls out.
Yeah, we'll get Cecilia doing this one later.
Yeah, we'll have Cecilia doing that.
Okay, so what is this one?
This is to do with your face, and it makes your face skin beautiful and clean. And girls, if we get lines and wrinkles, this helps get rid of all of those lines and wrinkles. Yeah.
Okay, so what is this one? Explain that.
Well, what do you do with this? You put your hands on your face, the palms, and you just hold them there for a while.
Yeah.
Then you take your fingertips and you go all over your face.
Tap, tap,
tap, tap, tap, tap, tap, tap, tap on your face. And then you take, after you do that, you take and you rub your face. And then you bend your head down and you pat your face and you pat your head. And what you do when you raise up, that head's going to be red. All the blood circulating here and all the blood circulating in the head.
We do it on our head too. We scrub our head.
Yes.
Boy, does that make your hair grow, and that's the last thing I need right now.
Makes your hair, but it also helps your brain because you're getting blood to the brain.
It gets the blood flow to your head.
Yes.
And it helps for concentration.
I have done this for years, and I was doing it in my bathroom one time. My sister said, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. Well, I know we tell the kids to do that on the day of a test. Like, tap your face.
Yeah.
Turn it over. Yeah. Scrub your head. It
Yeah.
helps for concentration.
That is facial exercise.
Yeah. So that helps for, it's a little
girls
bit relaxing
and boys.
too.
It's good for the guys too.
It's relaxing too, and it helps to helps for anxiety. You're stressed out. Gets the blood flowing to your brain and helps you think more clearly.
That's true.
So those are some of your tips that you've shared with your grandkids over the years. And of course, like good grandkids, they'll do anything grandma says.
Well, I always tell them the truth.
Yeah.
The truth.
Yeah. So that's true. So I guess in summary, for this pandemic and this time that we have slowed down a little bit and we're home thinking about things a little more, we're a little bit more reflective.
Yes.
And we look around and we see what's important. And what's important is your family, your health, your friends, your loved ones, and all of that, just what's around you. And you find that you don't need maybe as much as you thought you did, and that you can get by with a little more than you thought you did. And that maybe you need to reach out and help others, or maybe you found others are helping you. So it's a reciprocal thing.
Yes.
But again, I'm quoting Stoic philosophy, but staying home and trying to keep everyone safe, like we've been doing these last few weeks, to quote Stoic philosophy, is what's good for the hive is good for the bee. So what makes a healthy community makes all of us stay healthy.
Yes.
And helps keep all of us healthy. Wearing the mask, wearing the gloves, staying 6 feet apart, doing all of that. Trying to reach out like we're doing now and giving people maybe some tips on things that can help reduce their anxiety and help them kind of cope with staying isolated.
That's why we're in this world, is to help each other.
Right. And these are, just some of the things that we're doing to help reduce anxiety.
Yes.
Going outside, observing nature, being in nature, and all of the things they're talking about in the mainstream media.
Everybody does that.
Yeah.
We've been doing that
Walking,
forever.
talking to friends, exercising, eating good food, not sitting around eating chips and binging on Netflix. Although tonight we are watching the Lady Gaga concert.
Yeah.
We are doing that. But everything else, I think, to put in perspective, that we're not the first people to go through this. Our ancestors have done it, and they did a pretty darn good job, because here we are.
I went through it before.
Yeah. Here we sit.
Yeah.
So humankind made it through, or else we wouldn't be here. We would have been decimated.
Yeah.
But we're here. That proves that we are strong people, and we can do it.
Oh, yes, we can do it.
So I guess that's it for Star Hill Studios. We hope you can use these tips. We hope you find them beneficial and helpful to you. If there are other things you would like to hear about, please reach out in the comments. I know we get a lot of text, private text from people, and people reaching out to us. But let us know. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. Hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the little bell so that you get notifications when a new video is made.
Yes.
So this has been Jane and Mary with This Rich Life. Thanks, everyone. Be safe. Be healthy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.